Hello, my name is Delaney Allan, and the topic I selected was how photography is used in sports. The past few decades, technology has improved and photography has moved right along with it. There is a wide range of media that has made it more possible to reach large amount of people in wide spread of areas across the country. Sports fans are not always able to attend these sporting events because the price has skyrocketed a lot since it has more fans had a desire to attend, and it is not always financially an option for these people to go. They is also a reason people have very busy lives and they are not always able to make the time to attend, and using photography in sports makes this much more readily available for people to watch these events while not spending the money or going out of the way. This also will provide a benefit for the company because it will gain more followers since it is more readily available to people, and this will benefit them in the long run. This also can have people want to be more like the athletes broadcasted because they are seen as role models or people that mostly kids look up to. There are several ways that photography is used throughout sports. One main one that has been increasingly popular throughout the years is social media. Social media is pretty much a part of everyone's lives, from early teenagers to young or middle-aged adults. Everyone is usually on one, if not multiple. One downside to this though is having paparazzi, which really invades the privacy of people's lives, and also this can lead them into getting into a lot of trouble if they are caught doing something that they are not supposed to do, and it can lead them to be suspended or fined from their team. Since social media is also usually given a bad rap, there's also some good times that or good things it does for us. There's photographers at sporting events take action shots, which can be gain publicity for the athletes that are trying to be recognized by people or stuff like that. They can be placed in journal articles that are head page with a photo of them and a brief description of what happened, which also leads to the widespreadness of not just being at the game, but people that are not there are able to experience this too. Another way social media or action shots can be used is by injuries. When people are taking photos at games, the cameras now take multiple shots a second. It could be used to, if an injury is captured, it can be used by doctors or physical therapists to track the athletes, how they want to lead them to recovery based on how they fell on it or broke or whatever injury happened, how it occurred, which will make the recovery process easier if they have a more descriptive or visual way to find out what actually happened. Another way that sports photography is used is besides social media is in advertisements. As you've seen, there is many pictures posted on walls or buildings or whatever of usually well-known athletes wearing a product of a clothing store, such as Nike or Under Armour, and this athlete has a little saying that while they're wearing their product to make it look like they approve, so it makes it look like a good product, which leads the customers to believe it is a good product, which leads them to buy it, which will give money to the company. Young kids could also see this as, oh, for example, LeBron James is wearing these shoes. LeBron James is a phenomenal basketball player, and he is, maybe I'll be as good as him if I wear this product. This could be misleading, but it also does the same thing for the business. It causes these kids to want to be like their role models, so they will buy the product. Also, commercials are used. They're usually done performing their sport. So like if they're playing basketball, baseball, they're shown completing this, which also like catches people's attention and also provides the desire to be like the professional athlete. The last area I decided to cover is the use of filming televised events for sports photography. As I stated before, it is largely a convenience factor for many people and families, since they are not able to attend because of either financial reasons or convenience or busy schedules. Filming these can also provide a large benefit for the company, money-wise. They can they have to get paid to let the news channel or whatever TV channel wants to film in, so they will charge them, and then eventually the people watching this on televised event, the money, at least part of the money, will make it back to their company in some ways. Another way this is used is from the replay option. Many sports are very, very competitive, and the officials are not perfect, so they cannot make correct calls at split seconds. This replay option can eliminate the controversial calls by replaying it and being able to look at it in slow motion and determine what the correct call is to release the tension between the teams and deliver the correct call, so both sides are proven with the correct call. So replay can also use for injuries when they want to see the instant replay again of how the athlete fell, or how they twisted their leg or broke their arm, or how hard they hit their head or what spot. This could be used for the recovery process as well. Another way the injuries can be used is from if they see that how the injury was done, they can be used to advise future athletes, or for the same athlete, how to avoid the injury and take precautionary measures so they remain healthy and can stay active in their game. There's also some hazards of this. For many games such as basketball or football, when these videographers or photographers sit right on the sideline, these athletes are not very courteous to them, and if they're running and can't stop themselves, or the ball comes flying or something, they could potentially harm these people, which can cause damage to their body. So that has to be kept in mind as well, because these athletes are big and heavy and honestly do not stand much of a chance against some little videographer. There's also some limitations as well, even though there are many broad uses for this. Has to be permission obtained for this in order to prevent suing or whatever, because some people are not, don't want to be broadcast on TV or don't need to be seen, or they're private spaces and do not allow photography or videos or anything like that. This can lead to severe consequences. There are also specific technical specifications of software features that must be met before doing this, which can also be a tedious chore. Some sports, such as golf, are not allowed to have noise in the background, so virtually all cameras have some sort of sound, and it honestly, research says that it will never be eliminated. There will always be some, and when golf has to be quiet, this could cause a make a problem among the athletes and the videographers because they can get in trouble for affecting their play. Along with the noise, there's like the factor of having big bulky equipment, which could be seen as a distraction, or it is not able to receive the right angle or shot because they are not able to get into smaller places that the bulky equipment cannot fit. Although these are like small things, there will always be some things that can't be achieved to their full potential. But overall, photography is a very successful industry, I would say, and I believe they will keep improving it. There's also some future issues that have to be kept in mind. Technology will continue to improve, and photography will go along with it. The high-tech devices used to capture sports will become more readily available, which will cause more regular people to obtain these devices and take their own pictures, which will be the same quality as these professionals would be, and it will, as a result, eliminate their jobs and leave them jobless. Also, the technology aspect will also take away their jobs, such as drones. Like, these are basically flying cameras in the air. They can capture many angles and from a satellite view, and it can often do a much better job than people do. So there are not many issues with actual concept of photography in the future, but the main concern is people's jobs being in jeopardy. In conclusion, there are many areas where sports photography is used, which would benefit society and athletes in many ways. Thank you for listening.